Spooky witch colors.
I love those colors.
You're not gonna take it.
I know I'm not.
Michelle here and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is a yarn vlog and a yarn haul. There was too many words for me to say the intro properly, so I just did a short version. Anyways, on April the 29th, which was like the previous Saturday, there was a local yarn store day. So a lot of like, you know, little yarn store, yarn shops. They had a few sales, they had prizes, gifts, giveaways, everything like that. So me and my sister ended up going to 5 stores, although only 4 stores were participating in it. The other one was just a random store that had yarn in it that we've never been to before, but we were in the area, so we went to it. The first half of this video is going to be me and my sister shopping on yarn day and doing like a little vlog, you know, like saying what we got in the car. Once all that's done, I'm gonna come back here and give you like a better haul version of what I've gotten.
This was the first yarn store that we stopped off for the day. We've been to this one a few times already, but they have a really nice selection, and because it was local yarn store day, they had, I believe, 20% off their entire store. So there was a lot of options that maybe we wouldn't have considered before, but we're willing to try them out now that we can get them on a good sale, and if we like them, we'll continue to buy that yarn. All right, so we just got out of the first store, which is the Creative Knitter. It's pretty much our favorite store because it's also the closest to us, but it's also our favorite store. I'm doing a little recap of what I got. I bought this Lion brand 24/7 cotton in the color lime.
Oh, it's soft.
And then I also got this here, which is Estelle worsted. It was $8.99, but like, look how beautiful this color is. I have some plans for it. And then they also gave us free gifts. So do you wanna first show what you got and then we can go through the gifts?
Spooky yarn. See, I can be a YouTuber too. I got 2 of them. I don't knit, but I eventually want to get knitting, so I had to buy these spooky little boys. And then free snacks. We got a macaron, and then our free gifts.
First off, I got little stitch markers. I use these all the time. And then I got these stitch markers, which are also super cute. And
oh, I got the same ones, but I like how mine look more spooky.
And then this little hand dyed yarn from the Creative Knitter. You want to switch because mine's more spookier than yours? There we go. The Rhonda!
Rhonda! It's my dad's rental car right now. It's the Rhonda.
So we're off to the next store. The second stop, we actually drove all the way to Burlington from Niagara. This was like, I don't know, 45-minute hour drive. It was rainy that day, and we ended up at the Knitter's Boutique, and this was our very first time at this store. They had a lot of good quality yarn, like Wool in the Gang. I've always wanted to try it, so I was really surprised that I actually like saw it in a store and I could touch it and actually like feel how the yarn actually feels, if that makes any sense.
The cat on the moon?
Oh, thank you. Oh, I want this one. That's cute.
What are those? Handmade shawl pins.
Oh. They did have a really good selection in this store. The store wasn't as busy as when we got there. The first store we went to was really, really busy. This one wasn't so much, so it was kind of nice that we were able to take our time and look at the different selections of yarn. These scissors were adorable, but I can't afford $20 for scissors. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at this one is definitely softer.
Yeah. Okay, so we just stopped off. Oh my god, it's raining outside. We just stopped off at our second shop, which was the Knitter's Boutique in Burlington, Ontario, and we found some cute things. First off, because I bought a certain type of yarn, I got to get a tote bag for free. And then what type of bag did you get?
Little drawstring bag
that has the brand of the shop on it. So the first thing that caught my eye right away was Wool in the Gang yarn, which I've always wanted, but I have a problem with buying things online because I'm like, oh, what if I don't like the feel of it, or if I don't like the, you know, the texture or the color, because sometimes, you know, websites lie to you. But this one is this really beautiful, what is it, not lavender, periwinkle purple color. It was either this one or the green one. And I picked this one because I have a lot of green. And then I saw these cute little crochet hooks, and I'm gonna put them on my keys because one time when we went to the drive-in, I forgot my crochet hook, and she had her crochet.
I don't
hook.
forget things.
But this one here has a 5mm, a 4, and a 3. So your basic 3 that you're going to use. And this was only $5, so that was a really good buy for me.
all I got was this bag. Saw these stitch markers, and I just realized that there are 3 of them for $10. Actually, you're $1 off.
Oh, you got a cat.
There's 2 cats. There's 2
on there.
cats. And then I want to make socks, so I got this. It's kind of spooky, and you can kind of like see the stripy pattern. There's like a threatening sheep on there, which is like part of the reason why I buy it.
It's like you have to buy it. You've seen the sheep. You've seen too much.
I've seen too much.
You have to get it.
Super nice lady though.
Mm-hmm. It was actually pretty good, and the fact that they had Wool in the Gang yarn, because I've only ever seen it online. If I really like this, it was also $30, and I got $3 off because it was Yarn Day, so a Yarn Day sale. If I ever want to buy this, I could come here to get it. We are now off to Ancaster. But yeah, so we're headed there.
Look at that.
How about I just like close my eyes and drive?
You're just gonna close your eyes?
The third yarn store of the day was the Needle Emporium, which we've only been to one time before, and we were like so surprised of how much yarn this shop has. This shop is located in Ancaster, if anyone was wondering. I saw this yarn here, which clearly matches what I was wearing that day. Looking at some yarn, just looking at the yarn, because there's so much yarn to look at.
That looks like you. Was that the color, or was it more blue?
It was more black in it.
My sister was looking for very certain yarn, a very certain type of yarn. She wants to try to make socks, so she was looking for that perfect sock yarn that also like matches her aesthetic. Just left the Needle Emporium. I ended up getting these yarns here. They're called Baby Bamboo, and they were on sale for $5.50. But I picked these colors out. They're very fine. First found this really cute spooky yarn pin. I found a really cool 6.5 crochet hook, and it's like real cool, like witchy spooky colors. I got this yarn, spooky witch colors. I love those colors. You're not gonna take it. I know I'm not. I also got a couple bamboo yarns because they were $5.50 each. I'm gonna make scrunchies. I buy. You want your what? I buy. Oh, okay. I thought you say I want my bike. I'm like, why do you give me my bike? You haven't ridden a bike in years.
Where is the bike department?
Yeah, in the yarn store.
Where do you keep your bikes?
One bike-le, please.
Can I please have one bike-le?
One bike-le. This is the fourth and final yarn store that we went to that day. By this time we were pretty exhausted, and we pretty much bought all the yarn that we were looking for, because by the time I got to this store, there was a lot of pretty yarn, but I already bought similar yarn to it in the previous stores. But it was kind of neat looking to see what stuff they have, so in the future we know the store exists if we're looking for something particular. Okay, so we just got out of the Galt House of Yarn in Cambridge. We drove all the way to Cambridge. There was a lot of yarn in there, but I've already bought the same colors at the other 3 stores. So I ended up buying this. It's green, I know. This one is called Happy Chenille, that really soft yarn. And so I bought it in like this mossy kind of color and this color because I want to make some like cute, you know, bandanas with it. I got this sparkly yarn. You just add to what yarn you're working on. It makes it nice and sparkly. Bought more sock yarn. So we're gonna go to one yarn store that's not part of Yarn Store Day, but because we're in the area and we've never been to it before, that's where we're headed to next. So this was the very, second last stop, but this was called Maxim, and we've never been to this store before. There's none in our area, and even when we go out to like Hamilton and Ancaster, nothing there. This was all the way in Paris, Ontario, so we had to travel far. They had a ton of yarn. Even though this wasn't part of the local yarn store day, we're like, hey, we're all the way out here, let's see what yarn that they have. And They had so much yarn. They had so much yarn that they had a room just for markdown yarn. And this room was, I have to say, a little bit bigger than a few of the actual yarn stores that we visited that day. And there was so much pretty yarn, and they were just, oh, there was just so much to choose from. And they were at great prices. But again, I personally spent basically my budget at the other stores we went to. Here, I did find similar colors to what I found in the other stores, but because I already bought them, I didn't need to buy it twice. Also in the store, they had a ton of like trinkets and garden things for your home. It was almost like one of those gift shops, you know what I mean? With like your name on a keychain. That's what the store's vibe kind of was like. That is you.
So what is it? I actually have to buy this, I think.
Yeah. If you're not gonna get
If I'm not spending
that much money on that cat.
that's $120. That's $120.
Yeah.
I love it. But this is 30 bucks.
Yeah.
And I could do this today. It has a frog on it.
We ended up at this other store called Maxim, which we've never been to. It kind of reminds us of Len's Mills. And it's not part of the yarn day thing, but we did find some yarns, so I thought maybe I would just show you. The first ones I found are these sugar and cream yarns, which I've seen so many people use, and I've never seen them out in the wild. I picked this one here, which is called Rose, and then this one is called Desert Levant. I was reading the French. This one's called Rose Pink and this one's called Desert Rising. And then I ended up finding this one here, which was on sale for like $3 something. I love the logo of it, but also I just really liked this color.
I spend over $100, but I only spent $34 of it on yarn and yarn accessories. I got this super purpley Beetlejuice yarn. This was $3 at the Ancaster yarn store. They have this super fun sparkly yarn, and this is almost mimicking it. It's just missing black. So that yarn is $70, and I got these for $4 each. And I got a bunch of colors, a purple, a fun teal, and then I got another blue, and then I got these fun cotton yarns. I found a Halloween sign because I'm just doing a haul. I found a Halloween sign in April, and then I found a spooky crafting, no sewing, no gluing. See, like the people on here, that's me and Michelle. That shows our age differences. That's me, that's Michelle.
That's pretty much it from this store. Yeah. Those are the stores that we ended up going to for local yarn store day, except, you know, the last one wasn't part of it, but we went to it anyways. Anywho, we left the house around 9 a.m. and I think we got home around 6 p.m. So it was a really long day of shopping for yarn. I want to live there.
Yeah, with the birds?
Yeah, I can train them. They can do my bidding.
I think something died in there. Those are vultures.
Oh, that's some horror movie stuff right there.
Oh, they're walking together. It's like me and Morty as friends.
It's Cow Count 2023.
Oh, me and my cows.
Okay, so my sister, I think she ended up getting more yarn than I did, but I'm actually kind of surprised at how much yarn I bought. I also think I should have been better at what I was buying because I kept buying the same colors. And I'm like, oh, I can make this into things. Like, you already have the color for that. Buy something new. But I'm like, but that color is just so pretty. I also need it in that color. The first store we went to was the Creative Knitter. I found this there. I didn't even know that they had Lions brand because I'm always looking for this Lions brand cotton 24/7. And the only place I saw it was in Len's Mills. I don't always want to drive out there to get it. Then I also picked up this. I feel like this is like a periwinkle light lavender color. I feel like I know the color periwinkle, but also at the same time, I'm not too sure. Maybe I should just look it up. Okay, there's a variation, but this is kind of like a periwinkle with a little bit of pink in it. The next store we went to was the Knitter's Boutique in Burlington. We've never been to this store before, so when my sister was doing the research, I saw a TikTok one time. It was like, either you're the person that plans the trip out and has everything detailed, or you're just along for the ride. I'm just along for the ride. Whatever happens, happens. So when my sister was doing research on this, she was kind of looking for stores that were participating in in this and that, you know, were in the area that we were driving in. So I bought the Wool in the Gang yarn. This one's called Lilac Powder. It's so pretty. It is 100% wool. It's a little scratchy, but also it's like pretty soft, and I love how chunky this is. And this was $30. I know, but I always wanted to try it. It's yarn store day. There's discounts. I think this was like 10-15% off. And I kind of want to make like a chunky cup cozy because I have a problem with cup cozies that I need to match all my outfits. And I always wanted to try a chunky one, and like this is like the perfect yarn to try it with, and then I don't know what else I'm gonna make out of it. I had to try it. I saw it in the store. I'm like, this is the time for me to try it. The next place we went to was the Needle Emporium in Ancaster. Now, me and my sister went to this place one time before, and I think that was back in like November, December. And for me, I'm like, that was like 2 months ago, and it's like, it's May 1st right now. So it's been 6 months. 5-6 months since I've been there last. They were also participating in local yarn day, and they had really good deals on certain yarns, and then they also had really good deals on their clearance yarn. You know me, I went straight to the clearance yarn, and I ended up buying this here. It is called Baby Bamboo, and every time it says baby on it, I'm just like, do I buy this because is it meant for just like baby things or what? I ended up getting this, which is like a blue periwinkle color. So like compared to the purple, it's more blue, but then compared to like other colors, it looks more purple. I got this one, and then I got this red because I wore, what was it? In one of my last videos, I had gotten a red raincoat from an estate sale. And when I did the try on, everyone was commenting that like the red just looked really good on me. I'm like, maybe I should make a red bandana. And that's why I bought these thin ones, because I want to make bandanas, and I kind of want to like play around with the type of, I was gonna say font, stitches, because I have a bandana video. But if you want to make cute little bandanas such as like this one here that I just have laying around, you want to go with the thinner yarn because it will drape nicer on your head. So like this one here was a very lightweight yarn. Like look at how like nice that drapes, where if you get say like a medium acrylic yarn, it's not gonna lie nice on your head. So the finer the yarn, the better the bandana is gonna end up being. The next place we went to was Galt House of Yarn. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But anyways, this was all the way out in Cambridge. So we went pretty far for local yarn day. But I got these, and then I got these mossy ones because I just wanna make bandanas. Basically all I did was get really thin yarn, most of the thin yarn, to make bandanas out of, just to test it out. Because I feel like making a bandana, like crocheting one, kind of gives you an idea of how the yarn's gonna work without you having to do a huge project and being like, I don't like this yarn, I shouldn't have bought all the yarn. Where when you buy little batches and you make little projects, you're like, oh, I like this, I'll keep a note of that, and if I want to make something bigger in the future, I know if I'm gonna like it or not. I just saw this and I'm like, this would make a really cute like mossy type of headband, and maybe like I'll combine the two or just do it separate, who knows yet. And then the last place we went to was called Mary Maxim, and that was in Paris, Ontario. The reason why we went there, even though they weren't like a local yarn store day, because basically this place, how do I put it? It was like a gift shop, a Michael's, a giant tiger, a Dollarama, a fabric store, and a yarn store, all combined into one shop. It kind of reminded us of Len's Mills. I actually found these yarns. I've seen people crochet with them, and I've always wanted to, but it's so hard to find them in like my area. And they are sugar and cream, and I got it in this like rose color, and then this color here, which I can only describe as like Neapolitan ice cream all mixed together. Like, you know, when you get all the scoops and you kind of mix it together, that's this. And it is a cotton yarn, and I think people make like dish towels and hand towels and like face cloths and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet, but it was just like, I've never seen these before. The place is also like 2 hours away from me, so I can't just hop on over there and get it. And then this place had a room dedicated to markdown yarns. Just a room full of yarns that were on sale. And I actually just found this yarn here. It is called Bon Bon, and it's different than most that I've used. It feels like a medium yarn, but I think it's a light yarn. Again, I thought this would make a really cute bandana. And then actually we did go to a sixth place, but this one was only to buy something to go with the things we bought. So we stopped off at Michael's and bought this guy. It was, I think, $37. I used a 30% coupon, so I got it for 30 bucks. We did see these at some of the local yarn shops, but they were closer to $50, $60. I've never needed one of these because I've never had yarn that required it, but my sister bought a bunch of yarn that needs it. I bought one. It's this type of yarn. So when you buy this type of yarn, it's probably best to have one of these on hand. My sister told me about a horror story that she saw someone online try to to unravel one of these without one of these, and then it got all tangled and twisted and they had to throw away the yarn because it was just too matted to do anything with. And yes, sure, there's probably another way you can do it. We ended up just buying one of these because we're obsessed with yarn, so I might as well have one of these on hand. Out of all the yarn that I found, I think I'm most excited to work with this yarn because I've always wanted to try it, and we'll see how that goes. I think that pretty much does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can also follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. I think that's it. So y'all have a good day now.